Hello, viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit, reaching from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Cho. On today's edition of the program, we'll begin straight from the 2023 Confederations Cup final, which any moment from now will go down in Asaba, the Delta State capital. And the final of this year's Confederation Cup final will be between Rangers International of Enugu versus Bendel Insurance of uh, Benin in this one. Of course, the men and women's competition will take place at the Stephen Kenshi Stadium in Asaba today in the Delta State capital. The last time they were here for the Federation's Cup final, Rivers Angels, that's talking about the women's edition now, the Rivers Angels emerged victorious. That was in 2018. The girls from Port Harcourt are riding on confidence from the history and are walking a few inches taller on the turf in Asaba today. Their opponents are Bielsa Queens, who also have history and confidence of their own. The last time there was a Federation Cup grand finale, Bielsa Queens defeated FC Robo Queens of Lagos at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City to emerge champions. That day belonged to Bielsa State. Bielsa United triumphed in the men's final against Nasarawa United, winning 4-3 on penalties after the game was locked at 2-2 at the end of regulation time. That was in 2021. Today, the best women teams in Nigeria will slug it out to decide the best of the best in an ambience guaranteed to be enthralling and captivating at the same time. Bielsa Queens and Rivers Angels are the teams that have represented Nigeria in the relatively new CAF Women's Champions League competition as a measure of their strength. The women's final will commence by 2 p.m. So by now, I think that match should be almost rounding up, and in any moment from now, we shall be getting results from the encounter of the finals of the Women's Federation Cup final. In the men's final, multi-titleist Rangers International Enugu will take on Bendel Insurance. Beneath that match comes up in another roughly 1 hour's time. That's talking about 5 p.m. Bendel Insurance and Rangers International clash in the final of the competition in 1978 and 1981 with a win for each team. Insurance will rather remember the 1978 final, which stunned fans who trooped to the National Stadium Surulere, Lagos that afternoon. Insurance's only win in the competition previously was in 1972 when they needed a replay to defeat Sam Garba Okoye inspired Mighty Jets of Jos to claim the title. Rangers were the happening team of the mid 70s in Nigeria, winning the oldest and most glamorous football championship consecutively in 1974, 75, 76, and in 77 Rangers won the African Cup Winners' Cup. So it was a team riding on high waves. So for today's encounter, it is going to go down to wire today. Recall that in the just concluded MPFL Super 6, Bendel Insurance having gone unbeaten in the Abri season, but getting to the Super 6 could not make it in the top three. So this is their chance to ensure that they get a continental ticket. Recall that Eyimba, Remo Stars, of course, have already gotten their continental ticket, while they await the winner from today's finalists to also join them in the Confederations Cup. That match, like we said, comes up at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So right here on Sports Orbit, we will be watching that, and hopefully tomorrow we'll give you a complete result and all of the action that went down today in Asaba. Now to some athletics news where Nigerian sprint sensation Toby Muson says she is delighted by the giant strides Nigerian track and field athletes are taking in repositioning the country globally. Muson while congratulating Nigerian college stars that shone like at the just concluded 2023 NCAA Outdoor Championships in Austin, Texas, said she was once an NCAA champion in 2017 and understands the athlete's emotions and nuances in the field of action. She said, and I quote, a few years ago, only two or three Nigerian athletes were performing at world class level, but I'm delighted to see that change now that there are other athletes from Nigeria who are doing the country proud. I was incredibly eager to watch these youngsters run and throw incredible timings and distances at the just concluded NCAA Outdoor Championships. I won the 100-meter hurdles at the NCAA in 2017, so I'm aware of how it feels. Congratulations to all of you, and I'm really looking forward to the future as we establish Nigeria in track and field. Amusan posted on her Facebook page. Former world under 20 200-meter champion Udodi Onwuzurike ran inside 20 seconds twice in the course of the NCAA outdoor season, capping his impressive season with an equally impressive 19.76 lifetime best run in the half lap event and the historic 200 meters gold at the championships. Godson Ogene Brume sped to a 9.90 finish over the 100-meter to win the silver medal at the NCAA championship and establish himself as the third fastest Nigerian ever after Olusoji Fasuba 9.85 and Divine Oduduru who ran a time of 9.86 seconds. Favor Ashe ran a new 9.96 lifetime best while Nathaniel Ezekiel sped inside 49 seconds twice on his way to winning the 400 meters bronze medals. So congratulations to these Nigerian athletes. Like Toby Amuson rightly said, she is excited by this new generation athletes. Like we've said over and over again, there is a new generation of Nigerian athletes. A lot of them based in the US, who have been integrated into the collegiate athletic system in the US and are doing very well when it comes to track and field events. We can only hope that these performances will continue and eventually they will take this uh, very wonderful performances into the Paris Olympics and next year. Now to some other news, a bit for some transfer news here, where Eagles winger actually Halil Sarki has joined UAE club, that's United Arab Emirates club Al Ain. Sarki penned a long-time contract with the UAE champions. His club Mahanaim announced the transfer on their Twitter handle during the week. They said, "We have reached an agreement with a top Asian club side for the transfer of our player and Nigerian under 20 forward Halil Sarki. The deal is a long-term project," the club announced. "We are wishing Sarki and his new club success in the coming season." The young star was part of Flying Eagles squad to the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Argentina. He was also part of the team that came third in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt in March. Well, congratulations to him. Well, it's a stepping stone to bigger things. Still a very young player. One can only hope that from Dubai he's able to put up some impressive performances from there. And who knows, maybe his next destination will be one of the top clubs in Europe from where he can really, put his career on the right track. Well, we say congratulations to him for this new move in the UAE. Now to the Okpekpe race that just concluded. Okpekpe race where the organizers of the historic gold label Okpekpe International 10-kilometer road race said the race would not have been the huge success it had become today without the support of the sports broadcast organization Supersport. Race organizer Mike Itemwabo disclosed this at a meeting with the new multi-choice South Africa CEO Mark Jury in Johannesburg recently. He stated that the race has always been beamed live to millions of homes across Africa and live streamed to millions others across the globe. And the sports TV station has been with the race since the beginning. He said, "We started as the first race to have its course measured by a World Athletics accredited course measurer as well as the first to be granted a label. That is a bronze statue 7 years after World Athletics started classification of important road races across the globe. We knew the importance of getting the race to a global audience, and this informed our partnership with Supersport. I built the World Athletics requirements at the time did not include live telecast of the race," said Itemwabo. He also decorated jury with a customized medal used at the race. He said the new South Africa multi-choice CEO has been a huge supporter of the race. Mark Jury has been a huge supporter of the race when he was head of the TV station. I'm here to personally say a big thank you to him. The race has become a major event that attracts the attention of a huge global audience, and I'm also here to discuss how we can take the race to the next level. He, he said he is delighted the race is impacting greatly on the people of Edo State and has been a huge marketing tool for Nigeria. The race has impacted greatly on the community in and around Okpekpe, especially the students of Edo State University. He said, in terms of knowing how to organize and manage events through their participation in several volunteer groups, the students were drawn from their related disciplines such as mass communication, medicine, surgery, and engineering programs. Their participation helped them gain practical knowledge about their chosen discipline. So, I mean, we join here to say congratulations. Also, to Mark for his support for throwing his weight behind the Pepe race, which was a success. That race was also dominated by Ethiopians who, just like in time past, have always come to Nigeria and always dominated and won the top prizes when it comes to road race in Nigeria. Now, to some other football news, where chairman of the interim management committee of the Nigerian Professional Football League, Benga Elegbele, says that Nigerian clubs are not good enough to win continental titles and advises teams in continental competitions to recruit some players from outside Nigeria to bolster their squads. The former member House of Reps, who disclosed this in an interview with Sports Salsa, said all the clubs that qualify to represent Nigeria in the next CAF club competitions need to beef up their teams if they are to make any meaningful impact in the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup. While highlighting the achievements of the IMC, said the body has been able to align the Nigerian league with that of CAF and Europe, pointing out that hopefully the next football season will kick off by August 26 or 27 this year and end in May 2024. In a regular league season, and Nigerians will be able to see the matches on television. He said competing in the continent means you must buy good players. The current crop of players in Eyimba, Remo Stars, and Rivers United are not there yet. They are not good enough to win the title, compared with the likes of Al Ali, Raja Casablanca, and TP Mazembe. Elegwe, a former Director General of Sports, uh, National Sports Commission, said, he said they must look for good players within and outside Nigeria. They should be able to go to Ghana, Senegal, and other countries to recruit good players to prosecute their continental engagements and excel. On the 100 million naira prize won by Enyimba International FC, he said that there are conditions attached to how the money, which has already been paid to the team that won the Super 6 of the Abridged League, will be spent to better the club's participation in the CAF Champions League. He added that the prize money is not meant to be paid into the club's account, but used to develop the club in areas of recruitment, facilities, and players' welfare. We expect them to use the 25 million naira to beef up the team and another 25 million naira in addition to their government support be used to develop the stadium to be able to host international matches before the home fans. The balance of 50 million naira will be used to improve the welfare of both old and new players, and the IMC will do constant monitoring and know which players were bought and how much they are paid. He added that facilities will also be checked from time to time. Legbeya also revealed that the IMC has fulfilled the mandate given to IMC to bring back football on television, adding that was why it began with NTA and that after a series of meetings with SuperSport, they agreed to begin the Super 6 competition. He said, I'm glad to say it was a huge success, he said, of the MPFL games on television. He also thumbed up the referees for performing well throughout the season, adding that it was because the IMC paid their entitlement before the games. He divulged that the incidents of crowd disturbances at match were absent because the deduction of points as punishment for any crowd trouble. He said the IMC is expected to submit a comprehensive report of the football season to the Nigerian Football Federation on Monday in Abuja. So a complete review of how the season went will be expected once the report is submitted. And moving forward, the NFF will see from sources we are getting to see if next season will also be an abbreviated league or it will be a complete league where 38 matches will be played Well, for some now, some stakeholders have advocated for an abridged league for another 2 or 3 seasons to see how the league stabilizes before we return back to a 38 season type of league competition. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Now, for the Congo, things are not looking well for Congo as they currently face expulsion from participation in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, and this is as a result of salaries owed their former coach Sebastian Midney since 2019. The World Soccer Governing Body has sent a warning signal to the Congo Football Federation on their possible expulsion from the upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers, except they pay up former coach Sebastian Mingde. The Congolese Federation has been indebted to the Belgians since 2019, and the Court for Arbitration for Sport has ruled in favor of the coach. The football governing body has decided that if they do not pay the coach within the stipulated time, they risk being uh, suspended or banned completely from participating in the 2026 World Cup, which will be hosted by USA, Mexico, and Canada. The FIFA Disciplinary Committee informed Congo to compensate Sebastian Migne within 60 days. They said if the new deadline is not respected, the national team will be suspended from all FIFA competitions and will not be able to participate in the qualifiers for next year's World Cup. So, not looking good for Congo. And if you recall, Nigeria also has a almost a similar situation where former coach Gennard Raw is still being owed some salaries while he was engaged as chief coach of the Super Eagles. Well, for now, the NFF had admitted some weeks ago that they actually owe Gennard Raw and some other indigenous coaches some amount of money, but they had promised that they were doing everything possible to pay up those sums. Well, we hope that the NFF will also try and pay up this money so that the FIFA hammer does not fall on them. Now, to some transfer news where new Celtics manager, recall that Brendan Rodgers was at Celtics from Celtic to Leicester City, where he was fired from the job, and now Celtic have hired him back, and this time around, he is looking at bringing Wilfred Ndidi to the Scottish League to ply his trade for Celtic. This time around, he hopes for a reunion. The pair worked together during his stint in charge of Leicester City, and Rodgers, who was sacked by Leicester in the second half of last season, was announced as the new boss of the club for the second time on Monday. The Irishman has been handed a bumper transfer budget by the club to compete with the best clubs in Europe. According to the Daily Mail, the Gaffer has identified Ndidi as one of the key targets for the summer. The 26 years old could be open to following Leicester City following Leicester City relegation from the Premier League last summer. The Nigerian international has 1 year left on his contract with the Foxes, and the defensive midfielder moved to the King Power Stadium from Belgium Pro League Genk in a £70 million deal in 2018. Indeed, he was part of the side that won the FA Cup under Rodgers in 2021 and finished fifth in the table twice. To some other news, also yesterday, of course, Chelsea announced that French forward Christopher Nkunku had been signed in a 6-year deal from RB Leipzig of Germany. Yesterday, the Blues made the announcement in a statement released on their website on Tuesday. The 25-year-old, who has been capped 10 times by France, has agreed a 6-year contract which will begin on the 1st of July. Nkunku is a graduate of the famed French football academy at Clairefontaine and started his professional career at PSG. He made 78 first-team appearances and was involved in 3 League One title wins and 2 Coupe de France triumphs before departing for RB Leipzig in the summer of 2019. The statement said it is in Germany that Nkunku built his reputation as one of the finest forwards in European football. He scored 35 goals in all competitions during the 2021-2022 campaign and was named Bundesliga Player of the Season and German PFA Player of the Season last season. The versatile attacker struck a further 23 goals this season to help RB Leipzig secure a third-place finish in the Bundesliga and retain the DFB Pokal. Speaking on his love for Chelsea, Nkunku said, "I'm incredibly happy to be joining Chelsea. A big effort was made to bring me to the club, and I'm looking forward to meeting my new coach and teammates and showing the Chelsea supporters what I can do on the pitch. Having played in League One and Bundesliga, I want to play in the Premier League, one of the strongest leagues in the world. I'm very excited for this challenge and will be proud to wear the Chelsea shirt." So for Nkunku, he'll be moving over to the EPL come next season, playing his trade with Chelsea. Well, we'll see how that pans out if he'll be able to replicate the form he had while playing his trade with RB Leipzig in Germany. Now to some other news where Cristiano Ronaldo received a Guinness World Record after reaching 200 international caps for Portugal last night as they beat Iceland 1-0 in the UEFA Euro 2024 qualifiers last night. The 30-year-old appearance on Tuesday made him the player with the most international cap in international football, and with that came with a certificate from the Guinness World Records for the most appearances for men's football by a single player. So, congratulations to Ronaldo. His achievement was recognized by the Guinness Book of Records and was presented with a certificate on the pitch after the match. It is yet another record to add to Ronaldo's long list of accomplishments in international football. Well, I will say congratulations to Ronaldo. What more can you say about this great footballer? You know, having won a couple of Ballon d'Ors, won the European Championships, broken all kinds of records, and now he's the first player to hit 200 international caps when it comes to men's football. And with that, of course, the Guinness World Records actually recognized that feat and presented him with a certificate right there on the pitch last night. And don't forget that he actually scored in his 200 game for Portugal last night against Iceland. With that win, they are almost through to Euro 2024, where he will be hoping to compete also and see if his team can go all the way and maybe perhaps win a second continental title for him. Well, congratulations once again to Cristiano Ronaldo. And with that, we come to the end of today's edition of Sports Orbit. Tomorrow we'll be back again with another exciting edition of the program. Do join us tomorrow once again, 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Thank you for watching today's episode of the program. Do have a wonderful time out there. My name is Afa Acho, and it's bye for now.
watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.